Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Solutions Brewing Podcast. My name is Stephen, and I'm joined, as always, or usually as always, by both Brendan and Rob. And in the background there, you hear Brendan in vacation mode, because he is very shortly to leave us to go down under and tour a variety of breweries and come back with a bunch of experiences with us in a few weeks.
Yes, enough in vacation mode that I thought I had pulled a Pilsner from my fridge, and I'm pleasantly surprised to find it's a Belgian ale.
Oh. Well, I was going to say I had a lager yesterday. It was a terrible, terrible lager. I brought back a can.
But how much did it cost you?
Oh, this wonderful 6-pack of beer was only $8 at not my local co-op, but a co-op that I do frequent. And dear God, that was, as I described it to Brendan, it gave me memories of his hot alcohol winter ale.
Oh, yes. Yes, that one.
Yeah, it was
8% lager.
Yeah, 8% lager. It had a picture of a Wolverine in sunglasses on it. And yeah, that was, there's a reason why it was cheap. Today, since I don't have that today, I'm drinking a peach bubbly, which is delicious. You got anything, Rob?
I've got a whole lot of nothing this time.
A whole lot of nothing. Well, in spirit of what Brendan had that little mini segment the other day, about what ground his gears. I found something that really ground my gear. This article, it's from the 15th of September, so I've been sitting on this for a couple weeks. But what it basically says is that there is a chain of pubs in the UK that has started experimenting with what is like one of the most wretched things to ever happen due to tech and tech bros, and analyzing demand curves and saying that if there's a lot of demand and we don't have enough product, we can charge more. It's bloody freaking surge pricing. Something I hate, like with an undying passion. And in particular, this is surge pricing for pints hits UK pubs. So I'll give you a little bit more time to read the article there. So they basically say that in 800 of its bars, when it gets really busy in the bar for like watching a football game or any other kind of sports
for over
event
2
or
days,
anything like that, whenever it gets really busy, they're going to start charging more per pint. And they say, I think it's about 35 pence more. I'm just
said 20.
20 pence more.
Yeah.
Which isn't a lot at the end of the day. It's not a lot for an extra pint or extra on the pint. But I find the entire thing disgusting. So, Rob, what do you think?
I'm not a fan of it. I mean, it's you kind of want to know what you're paying. Like, you don't want to walk into, like, maybe you walk in before a game starts and you're paying, let's just make up numbers. Like, say you're paying $5 a pint or something like that. And then all of a sudden, like, and you're there for 2 hours, when 1 hour in, it got busy, and now all of a sudden you're paying $6 or whatever, or maybe you're paying $5.50. So I don't know. I think that's stupid. But unless they make it clear, like, because you have the opposite. You have happy hour, which will say happy hour from time to time, from whatever time A to time B, and you'll get reduced pricing. So I mean, I don't think it's any different from that in concept, as long as they make it clear that, like, hey, this is surge time and your price is going to be higher. Then I think if it's communicated, it's fine. I would probably be fine with it.
I mean, I think it's just a failure in marketing. Like, everybody's happy about happy hour and everybody's pissed off about surge pricing. But you're right, it's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
The reason happy hour exists is to bring people into the bar at a time that they wouldn't normally be there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, nobody likes to hear when a price is going up, right? That always makes people unhappy.
Yeah, like I get it's the same as, but like they literally put the title of the article is unhappy hour.
Yeah, no, it's just a marketing failure.
Oh yeah, and they say it goes towards like help paying for the the stress and all that it puts on to the bartenders and the staff and all that. And I find that like they're trying to justify it. It's like, oh, we're gonna help pay for the staff and all that. It's like, no, that should be just built into your pricing model. You're slinging more pints when it's busy, so you should be able to pay for someone to sling those pints and deliver those pints.
I also enjoy the fact that Stonegate also points to washing glasses as one of the factors that went into it.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so
excuse me, can I have a clean glass? Very well, Your Majesty.
Must be from places where they're hand washing it and not like running it through a washer.
So this is in the UK, and the few times I've been to the UK, I've always been impressed with just the relative amount of wit that goes on to like the little sandwich boards outside the different pubs to try to entice people into them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best ones was when I was in London, shortly after England had lost the World Cup for a stupid own goal. And it just said, English soccer team not welcome. All others 10% off or something stupid like that. So I want to see some signs of some pubs now that just have like clean glasses, 20p extra. Beer $5, glass $10.
See, this actually would tie in with our green initiative, like go back and reusing your same pint glass.
Yeah.
If you're having the same beer, then you shouldn't have the surge pricing charged to you then.
You bring your own glass and have a discount.
Bring your own glass and have your discount. But
Starbucks does it. Why can't this guy?
Yep. Actually, and even like a bunch of fast food places are doing it now. Like Tim Hortons, you can do it, and McDonald's, you can do it. Bring your own glass. But once
that's not a glass; it's a bucket. I'll take one, please.
A bucket of coffee.
Oh, I meant a beer.
A bucket of beer.
I'm here for your beer bucket special.
I'll just take the keg. Just let's make it simple. I'll just take your keg. So the one thing that really I find that again, because it's a small amount, 20 pence. Again, like a 7-pound pint, you're paying an extra 20 pence. You're probably not going to blanket it, but this is like the introductory rate. I bet you, like they're gonna do this. They're gonna take data because of course everything's data driven nowadays, and they're gonna find the curve. They're gonna take a basic supply and demand curve, and they're gonna find along that curve what gets them the most money without spending the most amount of product. And if it starts at 20 pence, it might go up to 50 pence or an extra pound or something along the lines of that. And at what point does it actually actively discourage you from actually having a pint at that point? Because
if they're real smart about it, they'll actually base it on each individual customer and how much they've had in that particular evening. Because your willingness to pay for alcohol increases the more alcohol you've had.
Yeah, if you're already 5 pints deep, who cares what the price of the sixth one is? You want a sixth pint.
But it could be a little different in the UK because again, it's a lot more like bar service as opposed to table service.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to go up and pay for that every time. It's not as usual to set up a tab. So I think if you have a tab, then it's easy to like kind of sneak that in. But if the person's getting drunker, then it's kind of a risk reward. If he clues in that the price of the beer is going up every beer he gets,
mm-hmm.
then you just have a drunk, angry Englishman.
That might help with it, but at the same time, I would go up, and if they're like it's $7 a pint now, I'd be like, nope, nuts to you, and I would probably just pack up and go to another pub at that point, because I fundamentally disagree with that. How about you, Rob?
Well, I mean, I'm curious to see how other people are going to react. There's going to be people who don't care. There's going to be people who just get surprised because they're not going to know. And there are people who just like once they know, they'll do like what you said, Steve. They'll just walk out and go somewhere else. Because that article did say it's not like UK wide. There's only like 800 bars, and out of however many thousands of them they have, tens of thousands.
Yeah, like, and this is one group. So the group has 4,500 pubs, and this is 800 of that. So it's like the first
Yeah, exactly. So it's like
a sixth of
they're
their points.
basically they're experimenting at this point, right? They're just going to be like, we're going to try this and see what happens.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Like I said, as long as it was made obvious, if I went in and knew that they were like, oh, okay, we're here during surge time, then whatever. But if it was like you're just there and you see the menu item price and it's like, you know, if it was $5 and then your bill came in was $5.50 a beer, you'd be like, dude, what's going on here? You know.
On the other hand, there's also times when bars will start charging cover if there's a major sporting event on, or if they've got a band in or something like that. And if they're doing the surge beer price in place of the cover, then I'm fine with that as well. Because then,
yeah, that's
like,
interesting.
if I went somewhere with Steph and I was going to have some drinks and she wasn't, why is she paying cover?
Okay, so that makes it interesting then, because if that replaces it for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, because it's intended to handle the same thing, right? If you're having a thing like that, you usually hire an extra security or something. You've got people in on overtime, like
yeah.
You generally have to pay the band.
Yeah, you got to compensate them somehow, unless you're our good friends at one of the breweries that we know, and they just give away pints of beer.
Depends on the artist.
Depends on the artist.
Depends on the artist.
But he gives away pints of beer, and they think it's a great deal, and it's like, that beer is really cheap to make.
Yeah, but you're usually not charging cover for that band.
No,
because nobody knows who they are yet.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they said it depends on the artist. Like, is that person drawing a crowd? Or are they filling the place up?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that kind of stuff makes a difference.
Yeah. If that was the case, then if, like, again, you cover, I would be okay with that then, because then my time there, I'm paying for, again, the extra stuff. I'm okay with that. But if it's literally just the local pub and they start charging me extra, it's going to soon not be my favorite local pub.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like I said, I guess I'm kind of like neither here nor there on it. Like, I'm not upset about it, but I'm not. I don't know what to say. Like, I guess I'm not excited for it either.
I find it, well, I again, it's because of course I gotta call it surge. It irks me because some other person who owns a bunch of bars or something like that, it's gonna be like, we can get a little bit of extra money. That's a good idea, and it's gonna spread. Like, unless you stop it now, you say, tech bro, get away from my beer. Even though
the UK government must intervene now.
Yeah, this is a
matter of national security.
Oh, what's the current British Prime Minister? Sunak, yeah. If Sunak wanted to shore up the support of his base, he would stop this right now. They would pass a law and be like, this is fundamentally un-English. But no, I found this the other day and I was just like, oh my God, I hate this. I hate this so much.
All right. So Steve still firmly hates it unless it's replacing the cover charge for a band. So very special.
Very special exceptions.
Specific circumstances. Yeah.
And
Rob's
I do
not
not
care
go
until
up.
it affects him. And
yeah, I literally cannot remember the last time I played cover somewhere.
Well, no, that's because we're old and we don't go to trendy places anymore.
I think the last time I
don't
paid
even drink
cover
that much anymore. So
I think it's when you dragged us to that truck stop bar after the Edmonton.
We didn't drag anybody. We were looking for.
Nobody dragged anybody. We took 2 vehicles to get there.
Yeah. No, but it was just the place we found, and it was because you wanted music, so we found somewhere that had music, and it was that heavy metal band.
Yeah, and it was awesome.
Yeah,
it was a good time.
It was a great time, but I think that's the last time I paid cover.
What was it? It was like Nightwish meets Iron Maiden or something.
Yeah, because they had a female lead singer and they had a fairly driving main guitar line. It was so weird.
It wasn't just that it was a place that had music. It was also like one of the few places that was open because this was immediately
During COVID
post
still,
pandemic,
or yeah, just after, yeah.
just as things were opening up. I mean, it was still a mask up festival.
Yeah.
So yes, well worth the cover charge there.
Yes, that was a fun night. Yeah, getting back to like our, because I was staying at Barry's that weekend, getting back to his place at like, oh geez, it was like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning by the time I actually got home.
Yeah, we were staying in 3 different spots because Steph was in town.
Yeah, and then Rob had to.
Rob had all the way to Moorville after.
Yeah, you had to drive north. It's terrible.
Good times, guys. Good
terrible
times
all around. Speaking of which, though, we'll talk about it next week a little bit too. But Rocky Mountain Wine Food Fest is coming up, not this week, but the week after, the 13th and the 14th. So come see me and Rob, and maybe another special guest.
Wait, is that Friday the 13th?
It is Friday the 13th.
Ooh, spooky.
Spooky. But you can ward off the bad spirits by coming taking some of our snake oil.
That's true.
That?
I think we should bring that. We still got like a decent amount in the keg. We should probably bring that. And
we didn't say we were going to bring it though.
Here's what ails you.
Only registered cans.
Bring a keg, throw it on ice. Be fine.
Should just be a quick note to the folks there. Anyway, if people wanted to learn more about how they could get to the Rocky Mountain Wine and Food Festival on October 13th, 14th, how could they let us know?
Well, you're pointing the wrong way.
On my screen, you're over here.
I'm on the bottom. Shit. Well, if someone wanted to let us know, they could go to our website, solutionsbrewing.com, where there's a nice little form out there that you can send an email to us at noproblems@solutionsbrewing.com. On our website, you can also peruse where we are in the various stores across the province, and also buy from our store if you are within the Calgary and Greater Calgary area. And you can always follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Solutions Brewing Co.
All right. Thanks, folks. Hopefully we'll see you at the next beer show, the Rocky Mountain Show.
Yeah.
Take care.
Until then.
Ta-ta.
Bye, everybody.